And now the Burnside Corporation, celebrating its Golden Jubilee year in bankruptcy, brings you another episode in the adventures of Fern Veek, sickly whale oil processor. The heartwarming story of a typical Eskimo co-ed from UCLA who seeks a new and more meaningless life in the wilds of Alaska. As our scene opens today, Fern has just been released on bail while she awaits her trial for auto theft. She is busily carving a pagan idol out of a walrus tusk in her isolated cabin when Officer Wishmiller of the Alaska State Highway Patrol enters.
Oh, it's you, Officer Wishmiller of the Alaska State Highway Patrol. How nice to see a familiar face. I was just busily carving a pagan idol out of a walrus tusk here in my isolated cabin.
Well, I'm glad you found some way to take your mind off your problems, Fern. I'm sorry I can only stay a minute, but I just wanted to stop in and give you a piece of advice.
Well, you can just leave it there on the table, and I'll look at it as soon as I finish my carving. If I don't get this pagan idol in shape to face it toward Anchorage by sundown, it won't do a bit of good.
Fern, I can't leave the advice I want to give you on the table. I didn't write it down.
Well, yes, I can knock off for a minute to hear you out, even though I'm not legally obligated to let you waste my time until after our forthcoming marriage.
I understand that, Fern, but this is for your own good. I hear the DA's got an open and shut case against you on that auto theft charge, and I think you'd better forfeit your bail and leave the state while there's still time.
Well, that doesn't sound like a very practical idea to me, Officer Wishmiller. My bail was $500, and that pile of junk I stole just wasn't worth more than 75 clams at the outside. I think I'd be coming out loser all the way around if I just blew my investment and blew.
Fern, you've let yourself get so wrapped up in the economics of this thing that you forget a conviction could put you in stir for 5 years.
Well, I admit that's a point worthy of some consideration. I suppose I could go back to UCLA and hide out for a while. So many of the students there are on the lam that they'd never notice one more.
Well, that's a great idea. And even if they did find you, you'd be in another state and could fight extradition.
No, if I recall, I fought him once, and he knocked me cold in the third round. I certainly don't want any more of that.
Fern, I think you have extradition confused in your mind with Muhammed Ali. But we don't have time to straighten you out. Just toss a few things in a suitcase, and you can still catch the 5:30 busman's economy flight to Los Angeles.
Well, I guess maybe that would be the best thing to do, even though I'm too much of a muddy thinker to know for sure. I just assume you'll join me there at your earliest convenience.
Well, it's hard to say, Fern. I'm not sure the Alaska State Highway Patrol has a branch in Los Angeles, but if it does, you can bet your boots I'll pull every string I can to put through a transfer.
And no matter how long it takes, I'll be waiting.
Will Fern's plan to catch the 5:30 businessman's economy flight succeed, even though she's not a businessman? Can Officer Wishmiller tolerate the loneliness of being the only Alaska State Highway Patrolman on duty in California? And why hasn't the mysterious owner of the car Fern stole noticed that it's missing yet? Join us next time when we'll hear Fern say,
I don't have any idea what I'm doing here. I didn't even know that Alaska Airlines had a flight to Leningrad.
That's in the next exciting episode of Fern Veek, sickly whale oil processor.